Okay. Hi guys, welcome to Epic Outdoor Adventures. Your last video tour, we were under construction and now we're up and running, and as we talked about, we want to get some of our merchandising kind of caught up with where we are with the business. It's unfortunately turned into a fall project, but we're real hot to get some of the Prager stuff, and certainly would take some insight and advice. We'll show you around the store and show you where we put the GSI fixtures for now and what we're trying to do with stuff. So Brad's going to kind of follow me around and we'll try to show it all to you. So the area that I'm standing in is essentially to the customer's right as they walk in the front door of the store. A couple different elevation levels in here, and we've sort of segmented this off with handicap railings and different flooring. Right now we primarily use this area for our fit studio. We have a raised platform with a bike trainer, some mirrors. Our P&A for bike fitting is in this area. We kind of double duty this area for trying on shoes, some of that kind of thing. Some of our bike P&A is in here. This is one of the only areas that we've used any kind of quantity of slat wall, which we're not necessarily committed to using forever, but it was a means to an end for us for a while. This upper level here, as you can see, we've got some stand-up paddle boards on display and a rack that we built, which seems to get the job done pretty well. And then we've got some of our lifestyle bikes kind of on display on kickstands here. Not perfect, we'd like to get this cleaned up a bit, but it does get the job done. Probably hard for you to see from that angle, but there's this one GSI fixture up in the corner here. It is the demo highlighter, I believe Ruben called it. This is a fixture that I think he said was discontinued, but we've used it. Not in love with it, so again, this area we can kind of change, but it's how we're using it for now. And so I'll move and Brad can follow me. We'll show you a couple different angles of the space here. Alright, so now Brad's vantage point is from that space where I was just standing to the right inside the door. His angle is kind of looking up into the store front to back. To my right here, to the left side of your screen, is a rack that was a carryover from our first store, from our initial startup. It's a stained wooden rack, which we decided to kind of use as our featured road bike section in here right now. This will change, not necessarily in the very short-term future, but we'd like to change this out to a side-by-side waterfall cascade, a couple of those side-by-side in here, to get more of a clean look so that when a customer's looking into our space, they can see through these bikes into the upper deck of the store a little better. We're going to go there next, and that upper deck is kind of where we want to have almost a showroom within a showroom for apparel and accessories. And we don't want that to be hidden from view when people are walking in. At the same time, we don't want to lose good display space for a quantity of bikes. Right now we fit about 15 to 16 bikes in this space, and so we know that we may need to employ some kind of an overhead hanging of bikes or something like that, so that the eye level space is cleared out, but above and below there's bikes. Again, not something we're trying to solve today, but it's on the chopping block for things to work on. So Brad's going to follow me up the ramp here to the upper level. Okay, so this is that space that's really the first priority right now. This is what we need to get merchandised, both for our cycling apparel. As you can see, we've got some four-way freestanding racks in this space that we use right now. They were never intended to be our long-term apparel display solution, but they've worked okay for now. Our real vision or goal for this space is to have the walls that are behind me, these blue and green walls, to have them kitted out with the Prager mode upright system so that we can have a modular display in here that can be changed by season. It might be something we use for cycling apparel in cycling season, but might get changed out for more winter ski apparel kind of stuff in our off cycling season. We're going to give you a map of this, a plan of this, so you can see dimensions, but really what we're trying to accomplish is this blue wall, this green wall, and Brad will move around so that you can see this other blue wall. These three walls, we really want to do the best job we can putting a modular display system in here. The other issue to solve in this area is essentially what do we do with the center void space, the floor space out here. We don't want to make it busy and cluttered, but we want to maximize what we can do here. And then to this side, there is this, we kind of moved racks of clothing to the sides for the purpose of this video, but there will be a space kind of behind these waterfalls or road bikes where we could have some kind of freestanding islands of maybe clothing accessories, that sort of thing. So this is, again, really the spot we need the most help with right now, and we'll give you the plan that gives the dimensions, but I think it shows what we're trying to accomplish. I'm going to move with Brad, and we'll go back around to the front of the store. Okay, so Brad's viewpoint is really from that upper level where we just were, looking out towards the front of the store. And we've played with a lot of different configurations in here, some of which have worked better than others, but our plan for this fall is to take these two towers, these tall upright towers, which are almost 8 feet tall. We're going to take those out. We're going to stick frame and sheetrock a short half wall that's going to be approximately 4 to 5 feet tall, about the width of this multi-paneled window. The window in the front of the store is like a grid of 2x2 glass panes, and it's about 13 feet wide overall. So our plan is to have this 13 foot wide by 5 foot tall sheetrock wall so that the store side of that wall can be functional display, some kind of modular display that we can change with the season, and the window side of that wall can be some kind of graphics that bounce light really well into a window display. We're planning to put like some river rock cobbles in almost like a sandbox between the window and that wall so that we can have a really good display of bikes that's illuminated well so it really pops at night. We would certainly take suggestions as to how to really functionally use the back side of the wall, the side you would be looking at as you're looking at this wall. We're willing to consider some kind of conventional thing like grid or slat wall. We're willing to consider something like the Prager uprights, or something creative that we're not really coming up with. But we know that that will be one way to get back a little bit of wall space because our store layout really is so open that it lacks wall space. So that, you got to imagine, but it's coming. The rest of the space that you're going to start to see now, again, you're almost back to where you started, where you've got a viewpoint from just inside the front door, looking to the left as you would walk in from the customer's perspective. This is our cash wrap over here. We like it, it's come together well, people compliment it, but we certainly have more work to do in terms of trim carpentry. We want to get like a service menu posted in here, do a little more to brand our brand Epic and the logo in this space. But so far so good, it's working out well. We like the layout, the size, the functionality is good. In this space right now we have some of our GSI accessory carts, which we like. They're really functional carts. They may or may not need to stay in this area, but for right now they're working. The bike highlighter in the window, we've moved several times since we got it, and I think we're doing the best job we have yet with it right now. There's a window behind that poster panel, and we've got another bike hanging on the back side of that in the window. And so from the street view, we've got a really good crisp presentation of a bike in the window. And in this store now, we're really doing a good job using this to feature kind of a condensed, consistent line of product. It fits the space well. We may decide to move it again, but for right now, we do like it where it is. Kind of behind that cart, from the same angle, you can see there's this corner which is kind of cluttered right now. We've got a kayak rack in this space. Our plan is to change that with the seasons. So it may be that that kayak rack comes back in the spring, but right now it's about time for that to go away, to turn that corner window into a really good kind of retail window box with some mannequins and outdoor apparel. Some of the fall-winter product like cross-country skis and snowshoes should get featured like a storyboard in that window. So that's kind of where this is going. This sort of seasonal change we're about to undergo, this piece will change with that. And then kind of this way behind me is our side door, which we use throughout the day. Kind of a service entrance, but retail customers use both the front and the side door. And we don't really plan to merchandise much right inside that door. You know, we have a few displays in there right now, like that Yakima hitch rack. It's tough space for us. You know, it's a little bit of a loss concern, theft prevention, but we do use that space right inside the door to provide like a community bulletin board, that kind of thing. So really right now we're not trying to change that at all. The stuff we've talked about in the store here is kind of what's on the chopping block for changes right now. And that's it.